Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's the third day of December, 22 days before Christmas Day. I'm DJ Moises. Today, we take a closer look at the stories shaping our communities and our future, going past the surface into the context, the impact, and the conversations that matter. In this episode, we examine Cebu's economic landscape and how recent political developments and calamities are impacting local businesses. And joining us live at the studio is the Area Vice President for Visayas of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Melanie Ng. Good afternoon, Melanie.
Good afternoon, DJ.
And welcome to Beyond the Headlines.
Thank you very much for your invitation.
And maybe you'd like to greet your fans.
Hello, good afternoon. I've been invited by DJ to share some moments
Yes.
with you, and I understand that this is just going to be a conversation, right?
It is a conversation.
Yes.
And speaking of conversation, we will start with, so that our viewers will also get to know you better. So I learned, and I mentioned earlier, I stalked your profile, and I learned that you graduated biology cum laude.
Yes.
So did you really study to become a doctor, or that was just the beginning of your business journey?
Good that you asked that, DJ, because when I got your invitation, the letter stated economic situation. I would like to make a disclaimer right from the start. I'm not an economist. And yes, I did graduate BS Biology from the University of San Carlos, proud Carolinian. But then, I was supposed to be a doctor. I was supposed to proceed
Did
to
you-
medical school.
Did you start medical school?
No. After graduation, my grandmother was saying, "Oh, don't be a doctor now because take a look at your aunties, uncles, they're so busy like that." And then I turned to ask my ex-boyfriend then at that time. Then, a boyfriend then at that time, "Will you wait for me?" And he said, "No." So, nawala na yung medical aspiration. Then from MD, I became another MD. MD, medical degree to marriage degree. So I still have MD.
Still MD.
So I just graduated with my pre-med and was not able to proceed to medical school.
So if you're not in business today, what would you have been doing aside from becoming a doctor?
When I was young, I really wanted to be a teacher.
You still
Kailan
can
magulo?
be a teacher.
Yeah, I can. Once I'm done with my commitments in the chamber movement, probably there are a lot of things that I can still do.
No, because there's a lot of insights that you bring to the table. Diba? So I think it would be very helpful to your future students for them to understand the practice behind the theory. So speaking of your very busy chamber engagement, what does a normal day look like for you?
So actually, with regards to the teacher side,
Sige.
the professor in the family is my husband, Wilson.
I know.
So
I just found out that he's a doctor.
Yes.
Not
DBA,
medicine, no?
Doctor
But
of
business
Business
ad,
Administration. And I've learned a lot from him through the years. Learned and also mentored, though still lucky because he always he reads a lot and he shares all his learnings with us, with our three boys and myself. So I've learned a lot from him, even without going through masteral or doctorate school. But then, we started our business more than 30 years ago in IT. So at that time, I helped him with the family business, with the IT business. But later on through the years, as he built our business and we grew to be very active in the Cebu business community, he really also encouraged me to be active in the various business organizations. So that started my involvement in the chamber movement.
So, what is the first thing that you do? This is the reverse, no? Okay? The usual
Reverse.
question is what keeps you awake at night.
Yeah.
This one is what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
I take a look at my calendar. What's the schedule for today? obviously, with the involvements that we have in the various organizations, there are certain activities or appointments that we have to cope up with every day. So I make sure to take a look at the calendar and, of course, chat the family, as how the boys are. Because
Oh,
they're all
yeah.
independent, they're all already
Two of them are
working.
already not based in Cebu.
Yes, two of them are not based in Cebu. The eldest is based in Cebu, but he's now independent, married and independent.
So
Yeah.
they don't live with you anymore also?
No more, yeah,
So
yeah.
all of
Yeah,
them are
because
out of the house already.
all of them are out of the house, and they're very independent. They have graduated and are already working. So
They are already carving their own path.
yeah, they don't need mommy na. Before, if you ask me before what's my schedule, well, then it's work and then go to the school for PTA, etc. But now it's different because
It- No, continue.
they're all grown, independent. They have their own schedule. I'm the one to run after them na. If before, they had the ones who run after mommy, daddy, we need this, we need that. But now, I'm the one who have to chase their schedules because they have independent schedules and they're all very busy.
Are you in, this is also a common question because I know that we have young viewers who also look up to you, no? So you're an aspirational presence in the Cebu community, not just in the business community and even the country. So are you a morning person or are you a night owl?
Probably more of a night owl.
So you're
But
Sige.
we don't go out, right?
Yes.
I'm with Wilson. We're homebodies. We're not very much into
Going out and
going
partying,
out.
no?
Yes.
Pero do you find, because like for example in my case, I can see that my energy picks up later in the day. So I usually have a slower start and then my energy picks up late in the afternoon and even through late at night. So that's where I could say I'm a night person rather than a morning person.
Me, it's no morning all the way, go, go, go na. But then, we tend to, the night schedule, it's not like we have to sleep very early, no? So
Because you also have other commitments
commitments, yes.
and events also to participate. no?
Events.
Sige, you mentioned earlier that and I also learned from Wilson a lot now because even if I'm not part of his immediate family, but I do receive some articles that he would forward on the GC for us to learn, and a lot of them are very interesting articles, no, that whether it's economics, leadership, or business in general. But in your case, what books or podcasts or shows that you read or you follow?
The shows, I normally, whatever Wilson watches, I also watch together with him. Right? Of course.
Shows such as Agoy.
No, but current news is very important.
Very
Yeah.
important, yes.
Ever since before, I remember when I was starting my presidency at Cebu Chamber of Commerce, he always reminded me, don't forget to read the daily news because, you have to know everything that's happening in your community. So current news is very important, and I make sure to read only the news from Sunstar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, the trusted sources, so that we won't be susceptible to fake news. My youngest son always says, "Oh, mom, that's fake news. Don't believe that."
And
So we have-
that's a sad reality now with social media which is there's an advantage of democratizing it, but the disadvantage also is not many people are as mindful as you, no?
Yeah.
And your family in terms of going through what is the right channel and become more susceptible to fake news.
Yeah, but social media is very strong, has a very strong presence for the good or for the bad, right?
Yes, and it's
we
up to us.
It's up to us.
Sige. So, I've also seen you, this is part of your engagements now. I've also seen you speak a lot in conferences, no? Not only in Cebu, but in the country and even internationally. For the benefit of our introverted viewers like me, do you still get nervous when you give a talk?
Of course, wait, not right now. I was so worried on my way here. So worried. I wonder what questions the DJ will ask me. But then again, I accepted your invitation because I also felt that it's good to be able to share experiences, and I look at myself as like the bridge, especially after my involvement in Cebu Chamber of Commerce at that time as president. Then I was able to have this opportunity to be the bridge to Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and to do a lot of all these advocacies for our MSMEs.
And thank you for making it easier for me to segue towards topics around business. So let's talk about what's happening in the business landscape today. How do you describe the current landscape in Cebu and in the Visayas?
Yeah, quite a touchy, sensitive question because we've been through a lot. Honestly, in the last few months, right? We've been through a lot, shaky experiences, and all the heartbreaking experiences that we've gone through, especially people we know close to our heart, and that's really something that the business community really got so much affected because immediately when the earthquake struck, the business situation also got severely affected. Then our workforce got severely affected. After the earthquake, we had the typhoon.
In just a matter of weeks.
In just a matter of weeks. That goes to show, though, how resilient we are because we're here. We're able to continue with all our activities, but then it was very challenging, and it is still very challenging. So the business community, really, the leaders in the chamber, really all came together to help Cebu. So that's why we had that the task force Padayon Cebu was created because we saw that a lot of the organizations have a lot of efforts, and we wanted it to be a collaborative effort to help Cebu. It's easier to, as one, you can do so much, but together we can do more. So that's why Cebu Chamber of Commerce and Industry current President Jay Aldiger, Jay Uvalios, sorry.
Hi,
Jay,
President Jay.
Jay, both Jays are my good friends. Brought everybody together, and we had a kick-off for a meeting to start up the task force Padayon Cebu.
So what are the just a few lang because I know there's just so many, but what are the challenges that are facing the business community as of this time? And and to what you just shared, how is the chamber also supporting them in these challenges?
Of course, the market is really affected, right? Prior to the calamities or the disasters that happened in Cebu, we already have a lot of cost of doing business issues. We all know that, right? Cost of power, high cost of materials, high cost of logistics. So we have all the existing programs to address those. We know the problems cannot be addressed overnight, but with the people in the various chambers, not only Cebu Chamber, Mandaue Chamber, all the active chambers. We have a lot of active chambers here in Cebu. Together, we can advocate for what's good for the business community.
So in terms of, yes, what's good of the business community, because we spoke about the challenges, what about the growth areas? No? I hope we have a lot. No? In this year and more importantly for next year, what are the growth areas that we are seeing?
The economic drivers of Cebu, we know, right? Tourism, our BPO industry, we have our manufacturing, shipbuilding. We have a lot of industries that are active in Cebu. But unfortunately, like in the tourism, for instance, we really suffered a bit in terms of tourism arrivals. And I know that earlier we were discussing about it. We need to make sure that we are attractive to our tourists so that they will choose Cebu as the place to go. So Cebu being in the center really has a lot to offer. So I hope that our tourism industry stakeholders will keep in mind to come up with attractive packages to attract more foreign tourists to come to Cebu, especially as next year is the ASEAN.
That's
hosting of the
that's
Philippines.
what week in January?
It's the whole year, the ASEAN hosting of the Philippines, but in January will be the ASEAN Tourism Forum that will be in Cebu, I think the third week.
Third week of January,
January.
which is in time for the Sinulog.
Yeah. So I know our Department of Tourism is already actively preparing for it together with the ASEAN National Organizing Committee and of course with our local government. So that will be a highlighted. So I hope that that will create a positive impact for Cebu as a destination for more tourists to come to Cebu.
So in terms of, because sometimes I forget no na the pandemic happened 5 years ago. That's how fast time no flies. But are we now more resilient post pandemic? And this is not just for tourism, but the business community in general.
We should be,
We
and I
should
think
be.
we are,
Okay.
right? Because we were we were able to mobilize very fast after what happened, and that's also what happened with our local government units. I think they mobilized quite fast to be able to help the people, and you can see a lot of collaboration. We saw a lot of collaboration in the last few weeks. So various organizations just voluntarily came out and helped our fellow men who were really encountering very difficult times.
If there's anything, although the pandemic was undesired now, but if there's anything that the pandemic did to Cebu and the world in general, it's really technology. Because I think now people are more mobile.
Yeah.
Which is both good or bad, but we'll deal with that
Yeah.
later. So yes, and so in that context, I think Cebu has already become more resilient now in terms of business continuity after the pandemic. We had a lot of practice
Yeah.
to polish that. So now let's talk about. I know you said that you're not an economist, but I hope that would still indulge us. We talk about inflation. Weeks ago, was she the regional director now? Philippine Statistics Authority. We spoke about the director was here now. Philippine Statistics Authority, regional director, and we talk about inflation. So that's October. And there was one curious question that I asked her. So I'd also like to hear your perspective because Central Visayas had the higher inflation compared to the national number. No? And in fact, like for example, national number is 1.7%, Cebu is 2.5%, Lapu-Lapu is 5.8%, and then Mandaue is 3.7%. Why is that so? At least from what you see on the ground.
But yeah, that's
Sige.
it. But Cebu, Central Visayas has the highest economy, the fastest growing economy, right? So there's still a lot of things we can do together in terms of driving the economy. And in the Regional Development Council, Economic Development Committee, of which I chair, so we look into a lot of these factors, the economic drivers, and we are really working closer with our regional offices of the national government agencies because they have a lot of programs that can help drive or help our businesses grow. So I know it's a challenge for us to, like in terms of agriculture, to encourage more and more people to invest in agriculture, but we see it now happening in Cebu. So there are businesses who are investing in agriculture in terms of like coffee or cacao. So those are some of the initiatives that we've slowly started to discuss and be more proactive. They also have their concerns and challenges. So we would like to create this this platform where these investors or the businesses can have this open communication with our government agencies and they can sign up with the programs that our government has for them.
And it's good that you also mentioned agriculture because earlier before the show started, we had a side conversation about the board meeting earlier with the American Chamber, and that was one of the conversations also, that while there's a lot of focus on tourism, there's a lot of focus in terms of IT-BPM, but agriculture is fundamental, because the food that we ate on the table, is a product of agriculture. That was also the question that was asked earlier. So it's good that on the Regional Development Council, you're already also seeing greater importance also on how we can further make the agriculture sector thrive. So now let's talk about the recent disasters, which you also covered earlier. No, so because of the disasters, no, so we had the earthquake and then the flood. So how events such as this one, how do they impact the economy? I know it's a
Negatively, right?
yeah.
But then, it when there are problems, opportunities will also rise. So we've seen. I know if you ask any like chamber member or business, they will always say it's very difficult, right? It's very difficult. That's why the initiative of the current Secretary of Finance with regards to the LOA being suspended is a welcome development for the local businessmen. And that will give time, especially for our MSMEs, to rebuild, to retool, to come up with more strategies so that they will be able to cope up or revive their businesses. So that's something that is really is happening, is the reality. And I've heard of a lot of stories, especially because social media, right? You see what's happening, so you send a message to the particular friend or MSME or business owner, and you know what happened to them. So, but then one thing that I noticed is that the perspective is still bright, because they know that if they're able to rebuild, then they will be able to at least go back to where they were at the time before the disaster struck.
Yeah, that's why I'm also curious about the GDP number for this quarter. And the reason for that is also in relation to what you just said, because some people would think that, of course, obviously the businesses were impacted, but there are also revenue that are associated to rebuilding.
Yeah.
So some economists would say that the numbers would still look stable because there were some that were taken, but because of the recovery
Compensated.
effort, potentially they will also be compensated. Now let's talk about the political noise. No, some people would say that it's also creating some nervousness, no, in terms of investors. No, is that also what you are seeing? No, the political noise happening in the country today. No, is that a factor that will also impact the economy?
Yes, because if
Investor confidence.
trust in the country or in Cebu would be quite affected if there is uncertainty, and that is really what businesses are most afraid of: the uncertain times or problems caused by the negative news they hear
Almost every day.
almost every day and on social media, right? It's very easy to get the news. So we have to make sure that we come together as one and try to
To work things
boost
out.
up. Yeah, to boost things up.
So
to have
for-
programs that will be to rebuild the investment scenario.
So what advice do you normally give, no, to small businesses like me on how we can be more resilient, no, in a time like this? Because we are in this situation, I agree, we are in this situation, but we should not be too caught up and be stuck in this situation, because there's something that we still can do to move the business forward. So for small businesses like me going through in a time like this, what would be the usual advice that you would give?
We always want to inspire, to show inspirational stories to prove to our fellow Cebuanos that things could be better. That's why even if we underwent several disasters, right, we still did the Grand Chamber Awards for the Cebu
Oh
Chamber
yeah.
of Commerce.
Just last week, no?
Yes, just last week, because we wanted to showcase the stories of our entrepreneurs that, from problems, they are able to overcome the obstacles with the help also of the community and certain individuals. They're able to rise up. So these stories are very important to share because it will prove to our fellow businessmen that they can do it so long as they do not give up.
And I like how you put a twist on problems, because I was reminded when you mentioned the word problem, for some people they look at it negatively. And in reality, we have to acknowledge there's the negative aspect of problems. But the best businesses are also those that solve problems. So a problem, thank you for bringing that up. A problem is also an opportunity, because if there are so many problems that the community is facing, if an entrepreneurial person can find a solution to that problem, then that entrepreneur can thrive in a time like this. So thank you for reminding me to look at problem differently. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, because I suddenly remembered our company motto, translating technology to business strength. So you can, translate by use of technology, you're able to become stronger in terms of your operations. So if we are able to identify the challenges that you currently have in your business and come up with the right solutions, and at the right time, of course, right? Then you will be able to you're on the road to overcoming it.
And thank you for reminding small business
You're
people
not
like
small.
me.
Don't say small.
Small businesses like me, because we founded the business in 2022, which was during the pandemic. And I can go on and on and on why it could have been difficult if it was not the pandemic. And I'm referring to technology,
Technology.
because it was already legit to make a pitch remotely, which was not possible before the pandemic. We had to travel to the US to pitch, but because of that, we could pitch even while at home. So yes, there are advantages that we can also leverage in a time of problem,
Yes.
no, a problematic situation. Now you've mentioned about tourism earlier, no, and one of the not an area that laypersons, no, like me are also curious about is on the drop of the hotel occupancy. So at least from the little research that I did, we are at the latest numbers. We are at 55%, pero the national average is 60%, and even Metro Manila is 65%. So what factors you think is contributing to the softer occupancy in Cebu?
The numbers you're giving me for local high is even quite higher
Compared-
than what
Sige.
a hotel owner shared with me.
So what did they tell you?
Lower than that, the
Oh.
occupancy ba. So it's really a challenge. So we need
Some people are also saying that this is even like the pandemic already. Is it true or not? Occupancy.
Probably not for all hotels.
Okay.
Because there are some hotels that have a lot of activities. So probably the best way is really to be more aggressive in terms of MICE. So, right, the more events or activities come to Cebu, then you will be able to increase occupancy and also increase all the economic activity around, diba? Because the events, you need suppliers, you need the
Hopefully there will be more events after the ASEAN Tourism conference, no? This coming
Yeah.
January.
yeah.
And the opening, oh my gosh, I'm about to endorse something. But the opening of the biggest
arena
in the country.
2026, yes.
No,
So there are a lot of positive things to look forward to in 2026 actually. But we still need to make sure that we are able to communicate the challenges and concerns that we have with the right agencies, right? Because
So just to close at least this part, not yet this
I
conversation.
thought we're gonna
End
go
this already. So we're just seeing this decline, correct me if I'm wrong, as a seasonal phase that we go through, but there are still a lot of opportunities that
Yes.
we can bounce back
Yes.
after this one.
Yes.
Did I capture it correctly?
Yes, that is the direction we should look at.
How about sige. How about the typhoons and the flooding and even the earthquake? I'm also hearing from these are informal sources, so you are the formal source, no? Part of the formal sources that there are also kanang would have been visitors that are now worried because of the recurring situation such as the earthquake, no? And even the typhoon that followed.
Initially, yes. Especially after the earthquake, initially, yes, we had a lot of murmurings.
Yes, I heard about
I
those.
know I don't want to say these cancellations also, but then we've heard that they did not, the
Push through with the
cancellations did not push
cancellation.
through. So we have to make sure we work together to be able to deliver the message that Cebu is ready, open. We're here.
And even more resilient.
Even more resilient. And I think we were able to show that in terms of what happened. Sunod-sunod good, but we were able to, help the community.
So now let's move into non-disaster related,
Non-disaster related.
but still an opportunity area. This is on ease of doing business. So what is the chamber, no, or what are the chambers doing also to help businesses, no, whether existing or future businesses, in terms of ease of doing business in Cebu or in the country in general?
Yeah. For the last 2 years, I've been privileged, honored to have served as the area vice president for the Visayas of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And this gave me the opportunity to see what private sector can do in the right platform or in the right if we are given the opportunity. So we're happy to say that the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry do have a lot of opportunity to sit in the advisorial councils to be able to help our MSMEs. Like for instance, in terms of the taxation. So PCCI has a taxation committee and all the local chambers has that opportunity to present all their problems or concerns with regards to BIR in the taxation committee. And we were able to address and listen to all their concerns and bring it to the right channel with the help of our experts, the industry experts, and also the PCCI leaders. And that is one aspect, the importance of being able to join a chamber movement. Because then, if you're a member of the chamber, if you have any concerns, you can easily seek the help
And support.
of the chamber and the support to be able to address that particular concern. And through the 2 years that I've been with PCCI, there are really members who call or text me about their problems, and we are able to at least address or mitigate them.
And then in terms of digital transformation, but what's, at least from what you are observing, what's the readiness level of the small, medium enterprises? I would say that we can makawin ko sa MMSS,
MSME.
so small, medium, no? And even our government agencies, no? The readiness, no? In terms of digital transformation, because that will speed things up.
I'm glad that the government really our government is really has been very aggressive in terms of digital readiness. Do you have the eGov app? Yeah, di ba? The eGov app, although it's not yet fully functional, but at least there are like for the e-travel or for your IDs, it's all there. So that's the start. At least it will show the people that, you do not be afraid of technology. And for us, I think COVID helped us a lot. we were forced to use GCash or do bank transfers. Like even myself at the time, you need the ATM to be able to do the online bank transfer. So I think a lot of MSMEs or a lot of businesses also gone through that. And the institutions also are really promoting digital readiness with now, compared to probably 1 or 2 years ago, a lot of our vendors already have GCash. Like they can already have GCash. That's also because of the launch of BSP of the Paleng QR. So that's really also trying to promote the use of the e-wallets. And that has greatly helped. But for MSMEs, there's always that fear of cost. Diba? So the fear of cost of the equipment or the fear of being scammed. So that's also our role in the chamber to come up with programs that will help convince the MSMEs
To make them more comfortable.
comfortable, that the advantages much outweigh the negative impacts of using the fear outweigh the fear of using technology.
I think that that's also another good point, because if especially small medium enterprises now, if they, just like anything in life, if we are too caught up with the fear so technology, then we would not be able to leverage also the advantage, which, as you said, they far outweigh the risk that people face in terms of using technology.
Yes.
So now let's talk about bureaucracy and red tape. Is there any policy also that we are advocating in the chamber to help reduce this part of doing business?
We do have the ARTA, right? The Anti-Red Tape Authority. And we have an active collaborative partnership with ARTA. The local chambers have signed memorandum of agreements with ARTA to be their partner, and we also have identified ARTA champions in the chamber all over the country. So we have an ARTA champion in the Visayas, and any concern that you may have, you can immediately submit a case online
For
or
them to
communicate
be
ARTA.
addressed right
For
away.
them to be addressed. Of course, you have to make sure that you have all the support that you have. So ARTA is an authority that can assist.
And this one is, we're moving towards the good news now. Okay,
Good
I've
news.
also heard that you just came from a very successful meeting. I don't know the venue, but I think it's in Manila, and where the Regional Development Council
yeah.
now were able to convince the decision makers for budget on certain infrastructure.
Yes.
Maybe you want to tell our viewers about that
Yeah.
success story.
So this started 3 years ago during the term of President Marcos, whereby all regions are asked, all regional development councils are asked to submit their top 30 projects, shovel-ready projects, and then we submit it, and then the national government agencies will deliberate on them, and then accept or decline them for certain reasons. So we recently had that activity, the third RNIP activity dialogue in PICC.
That's in Manila.
And
Okay.
in Manila. And as the RDC Economic Development Committee Chair, I was able to join the Cebu team, the Central Visayas team, together with our chair, Regional Development Council 7 Chair, Governor Pam, and our Regional Director for DepDev, RD Jen Britania. And then we were able to attend and hear the presentations of our 30 projects. Good enough. Almost all were accepted, except for the 3 whereby there are certain adjustments that needed to be made. And 30 plus 3 FS. So they were accepted, and we were given the opportunity also to discuss directly with the government agencies for the other 3 that were decline because of some reasons. So it's very minor, just lacking documents and the budget to be spread out instead of 1 year in 2027, but it will be spread out. So overall, it was a major success, and we were able to present it successfully.
So can you, because there's top 30, no? So let's just focus on the three, no? So can you also share to our viewers the three of the top 30 that were approved, no, or accepted? Which three, no, that they can look forward in the coming years?
No,
No,
these are
okay, sige.
projects for the Department of Agriculture, for DNR, for school buildings in Lapu-Lapu and Mandaue, and these are for 2027 pa.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 2027.
2027.
But at least,
yes.
it's already accepted. So we need also the help of our congressmen and women to lobby to make sure that it will
Sale.
materialize
No.
the entire budget or the amount.
The process ba, will this then be included to the budget, no? This becomes the accepted projects becomes an input, no?
Yes, from the council, it goes up to the national agency,
The implementing agency,
implementing
no?
agency, and then from there, it has to go to the NEPA, the National Expenditure. But then, we have to lobby to make sure that the entire thing,
Really
at least majority amount, gets really
approved and then eventually implemented, no?
Yes, because the challenge every year is that whatever you submit, not the entire amount gets downloaded.
Cool. So now that we've covered a lot of business topic, no? Now we'll go back to you again, no? So what legacy do you wish to leave is not the correct word. To teach
Teach.
our business community, at least for short term lang, for the next 3 years, no?
First is you have to show up, right? And be involved. I normally ask this question, so what's in it for me to be a member of the local chamber? You have to do your part as well. You cannot just expect things to fall on your lap if you don't show up and be involved. Of course, you have to make sure first that your business, your own business, is ready, resilient, you are productive, then you show up and join and participate in the activities of the local chamber. Because it's only if you join and participate that you can reap the benefits of being a part of that activity or of that local chamber.
Okay. Sige. I thought you would still add something, but the reason why also it's a good reminder for me, because to make the long story short, when I was young, I saw this article about the secret of why a person is successful, and eventually it just boiled down to showing up. No? Because failing and making a mistake is part of the equation, but the more we show up, then the more chances we have to get things right and become better at what we do. So it's a good advice also for the business community, especially in a time that we are also in. No,
Yeah,
a challenging time
especially
that we're
for in my case, because like we are in the Visayas, right? And always, if you join activities in Manila,
People would take a look at the cost also.
not the cost, but they will look at you as from Bisaya.
Ah,
di ba? Kuanta, we are, they are there.
They're there, okay.
So that has always also been my advocacy, to make sure that they hear us, they know that we are here, we are a strong force to be reckoned with. So when we started, we really brought together all the local chambers in the Visayas as one Visayas. So all the 23 local chambers, we brought them together, and then we have a stronger voice as one Visayas.
And our local chambers are multi-awarded nationally.
Yes. In Region 7, we have the most number of Hall of Fame awardees for the most outstanding chamber in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So you have Cebu Chamber, Mandaue Chamber, before Negros Oriental, but now they are with NIR. So these local chambers are an inspiration to the other local chambers. So like the case of Cebu Chamber with Cebu Business Month, that our legacy project, that's Cebu Business Month, was really something that the other local chambers also looked at and learned from.
So if you meet your younger self today, no, or sorry, if your younger self will meet you today, what would your younger self be surprised about who you turned out to be?
That I did not become a doctor. Yeah, but my son is a doctor, so he was able to.
The eldest, no?
The second, my
the
middle son.
Yeah, the eldest
He's
is
a
si Earl, yeah.
pediatrician. Yeah, he's able to fulfill what I was not able to do at that time. So it's okay. I'm fulfilled and blessed.
The other thing also, one of the interesting forums that I saw in the past was about women empowerment, and you were among the main speakers at that time. So I think for our viewers who are also mothers, and obviously, I think we also had a conversation that you raised wonderful kids. No? So how did you balance your professional success with your success at home?
Before, when the kids were still young and at school, I remember, basta school activities, drop everything, we have to make sure we are there when they're growing up. Because they will remember that forever, right? That you are part of their growing up years and we were part of their activities. Wilson would like to say na he did the large part of making sure the boys really grew up to be upright and really responsible
And they
kids.
all are.
And fortunately so, they're all already now
Accomplished.
And we are very proud of the 3 boys that we have. Yeah.
And how do you stay grounded, man, given all the busy schedule that you have through the years?
Grounded. I have my gumamelas, so that's a COVID project. So I love flowers. Flowers at that time, nothing to do at home, right?
Plantita.
I have gumamelas at home. Then, of course, now the aspiration to be a grandma. So that's what's keeping me going because, I hope time will come
Pressure.
when I will have a baby girl.
Oh yeah, this is for Earl, no?
Message for Earl and
Message.
Micah.
Yeah.
A grandbaby girl.
And
or
how
boy.
do you unwind, man? I think it's gumamela already, no? Do you have anything on your playlist?
I
Because
have my
we-
son's playlist on my playlist.
And what do you listen to?
I don't know, but when my sons play their playlist, I know if it's their playlist or the wife's playlist,
But now,
I
sige,
listen to Wilson's music. Oh,
classical.
troubadours.
Classical, I will have to say, And then, finally, and the last 2 questions na lang. How do you keep yourself motivated? No? And the reason why I'm asking this question because I've also followed you through the years. And it's not because of your age, but it's really because of what you have been contributing to the community and to the country over time. No? And there's truly a lot. And it takes a lot of discipline and motivation to sustain something like this. No? So how do you sustain your motivation over time?
With the thought always in mind that if you're able to help someone, the world will be better. And I see myself as like a bridge to be able to help the community and the people around us, and that has greatly also motivated my chamber journey.
And now that we're moving towards of course, there's still the Christmas Day and then eventually 2026, no? So this is now the last question. What are you most hopeful about Cebu and the Visayas? And i-prepare na ang prompter. Inanami ka spontaneous here. So what are you most hopeful?
I'm sure we will have better things to come for Cebu and our country. And I hope to see the day where uh, our cost of doing business will will be better. And I also hope to see the day whereby we are able to boast to the whole world that our products, the products that we have, are especially our agricultural products, are that are world class, will have better volume in terms of conquering the rest of the world. That's an aspiration, especially from the Economic Development Committee of the RDC. And also for us to live in a better better situation in terms of transport, for there to be no traffic, for us to be able to use infrastructure, better infrastructure in Cebu. And what else? You need more?
No. No, I'm sure our viewers are learning in the same manner that I'm also learning a lot in this conversation. And among the takeaways that I bring with me is to not look at the challenges that we are in, no? Or we call them problems, just negatively, but to look for ways to be able to solution these problems, whether on the side of business,
To use technology in terms of improving.
because if we always have that mindset, then we are always able to move ourselves and the people around us forward, regardless of the situation.
Regardless of the situation. And, there's a lot of work being done by aspiring startups, and the ideas that they bring on the table inspire us. And we should keep on supporting them, especially as the world needs better solutions. And in terms of science, technology, and innovation, here in Central Visayas, we are right up there. So we should continue to support the community.
And that also reminded me for another takeaway that there are risks and costs involved in terms of leveraging technology, but the return and the benefits would far outweigh the cost and the risk. No? So it's a lot of learning experience for me and our viewers. And thank you for
And mentorship is very important.
mentorship. Yes.
Right? I'm just reminded by Mr. Bani Pajes. He's you should read. Are you reading his articles every week? He has a lot of.
No, you write for
important
Sunstar, yeah.
things. Yeah. Oh yeah, he writes for
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do read the articles every once in a while. Yes, and I will keep on following also.
He shares a lot of his ideas there also.
True.
Yeah.
And your guesting here also is a form of mentorship also, because I know that we also have young viewers, and not just young but also aspiring entrepreneurs, no, who can make the most of the experiences that you shared and the insights that you shared. So thank you. So that wraps up this edition of Beyond the Headlines. Whether you are in business or you are a community member or a visitor of Cebu and the Philippines, there's always a role for each of us in shaping a stronger, brighter economy for our region and our country. And we'd like to thank our guest, Melanie Ng, for helping us connect the dots in ways that matter. So I'm DJ Moises. Talk to you tomorrow, and happy holidays.